gentlemen, tonight is a very special and historic night. Tonight, we honor the first person to ever raise the Stanley Cup in triumph for the LA Kings. Someone whose achievements stand with the greatest to ever wear the Kings jersey. Someone whose leadership, style of play, and character represent everything this organization stands for. Number 23, Dustin Brown. Participating in tonight's ceremony are Dustin's family, many of his former teammates, and 5 other individuals who have had their careers honored with banners that hang above us here at Crypto.com Arena. To start things off, please welcome Dustin's family. His mother, Sharon Chambliss. His dad, Brian Brown. His wife, Nicole, and their 4 children. Jake, Cooper, Mason, and Mackenzie. Also with us tonight are some of Dustin's former teammates. Please welcome, he scored one of the biggest goals in franchise history in overtime of Game 2 of the 2012 playoffs. Welcome, forward Jeff Carter. Cup team who spent 8 seasons with the Kings. Welcome back defenseman Jake Muzzin. Another core member of the Kings' 2 Stanley Cups. Always tough to play against. Forward, another 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Kings. Welcome forward Jared Stoll. Alternate captain for both Stanley Cup teams, defenseman Matt Green. He won 2 Stanley Cups in his career, one in Pittsburgh and one with the Kings in 2012. Defenseman Rob Scuderi. This former Kings captain played 780 games with the Kings. Defenseman Matthias Nordstrom. Also joining us for tonight's ceremony are 5 individuals who have been honored in the past with banners that hang here in the rafters. One of the franchise's first star players, his number 30 hangs in the rafters, Hall of Famer Logan Vachon. Number 18 hangs above us as well, the highest scoring right wing in club history, Dave Taylor. No one scored more goals as a King. Number 20 hangs above us, Hall of Famer and current team president. Let's hear it, Lou. the most dominant defenseman of his era, current Kings general manager and Hall of Famer, number 4, Rob Blake. For 44 seasons, it was behind the microphone. Always has been, always will be, the voice of the King, Hall of Famer, And now to introduce tonight's honoree.
All right, what is your name? Dustin Brown. I'm from Ithaca, New York. I played for the 12 Storm. Games on its game. 12 Storm usually win hockey games. The place to select from 12 Dustin Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Brown has been a pillar for his team on the ice and also a pillar in the LA community. His accomplishments are many and his impact on others is immeasurable. Off the ice, Dustin and his wife Nicole have been at the forefront in the areas of community activism, youth development, and social influence, helping lead the King's Drive to have the most meaningful and positive impact of any sports organization in Los Angeles. On 4 occasions, he was named recipient of the Jim Fox Community Service Award. He also was awarded the Darrell Evans Youth Hockey Award. He received the 2011 NHL Foundation Player Award, and in 2014 garnered the Mark Messier Leadership Award. Quite a resume indeed. And we haven't even mentioned what he did on the ice. Here we go. Drafted by the Kings in the first round in 2003. He made his NHL debut October 9th, 2003 against Detroit. In 2008, at the age of 23, he would become the youngest captain in club history and the first U.S.-born captain. He would play more seasons, 18, and more games, 1,296, than anyone in franchise history. He finished in the top 5 in team scoring 10 times. He was a 2-time team MVP, 5 times voted the most popular player, and 3 times was named the most inspirational player. On the international stage, he played for Team USA at the World Juniors, World Championships, and the 2010 Olympic Games, where he won a silver medal. Now, what has made Dustin so unique is that these achievements were accomplished all while combining his skill with a lot of physicality. And I mean a lot. Dustin's bruising style of play was second to none. He led the NHL in hits during his 18 seasons with 3,632. Ouch. And then there were the playoffs. In 2012, in the Kings' remarkable run to their first cup, he co-led the league in playoff scoring with his longtime teammate and line mate, Andrei Kopitar. While also leading the playoffs in goals and hits. Just ask Henrik Sedin. On June 11, 2012, Dustin stood right where we stand tonight, accepted the 36-pound Stanley Cup trophy from Commissioner Gary Bettman, and as if it were weightless, he launched it to the sky for the very first time. This championship scenario would play out again 2 years later in 2014. During that run, Dustin would score 6 goals and 14 points and won Game 2 of the final with an overtime goal against the New York Rangers. He was once again a very physical presence with a league-high 125 hits. Throughout his career, his physical play and intensity brought an element of toughness to his team. Toughness that defined the identity of the LA Kings and translated to winning hockey.
Coming out of junior, I was more of a power forward, goal scorer, but then I realized, oh, this is a different animal up here. I gotta do something. I always had this thing, whereas if it's the first game I'm playing against you, I'm gonna hit you every single time.
I hated playing against them. We had some good confrontations against each other, and yet there isn't anyone that I would have wanted on my team more.
On the ice, I just saw someone that wanted to run me over all the time. I had so many shifts to get around me. I knew he was going to hit me. I think he knew I was going to hit him, and no one ever backed down.
How did you play that many games and play such a tough, hard, physical style?
That trickles through the team too as a leader. When you see your captain doing whatever it takes to play on the ice to help his teammates. It's pretty amazing that he can play that physical with how injured he was playing, to be honest. And yeah, he
change momentum in game stretch when he makes some big hits.
Please welcome to the podium Dustin's former teammate, Dustin.
Well, the first thing I'd like to do on Dustin Brown's night is make it about myself. All kidding aside, it would be a glaring omission if I didn't mention how much the LA Kings and the Los Angeles area meant to my family and I during our time here. My wife, 49, both grown up in the shadow of New York City, arrived here as newcomers and left as family. Thank you, Los Angeles, for your welcoming spirit and generous hospitality. I guess I'll move on to Dustin now. One of my favorite things about hockey players is they don't crave much attention. Most nights, we'd rather just get on with the game, but we do appreciate some special moments along the way. So sorry, Dustin, you're gonna have to ride the vine for a little bit. Pride, passion, and power was the King's slogan when I arrived here in 2009. But when you think about it, they sound like the three adjectives I'd use to describe Brownie's career. Proud. To be a King, as shown through his professionalism on and off the ice. The passion to play relentlessly with all his heart to lead this franchise to new heights. And finally, the power that we all remember Dustin playing with. Whether it be hits, goals, or bullying his way to the net with people all over him. His helmet was practically on sideways from all the contact. He was power personified. I personally remember the hit on Sedin in the first round of the 2012 playoff round as one of those signature power moments. It's a moment that's stuck in my mind as different because the Sedin twins almost never took big hits. And what a different season it turned out to be as our group went on to win the first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Showing my incredible immaturity, another personal favorite Dustin moment was his water bottle fail. Even though there's a statue of Dustin out in front of this arena, he never thought himself different from any of his teammates over the years. Just like most players, you just want to be a good teammate by doing your job well, while also being part of something bigger that is bigger than yourself. Sounds like Brownie to me. As a fan, there are many moments to remember in the course of a game, a season, or a playoff series. And those are all fantastic. But as a teammate, you're able to know your hockey brothers better than most people. I've always seen Dustin as quiet, quirky, tough, funny, and smart-ish. And most importantly, a caring family man to his wife Nicole and their 4 children. Whether it be taking them to school, sports, activities, or whatever else they're into, Dustin was a good participating father. Off the ice, Dustin and I shared a common love of In-N-Out Burger and ice cream. Dustin and Nicole had my family and I over many times as we lived 50 yards from each other. Our children of similar age hanging out as we enjoyed a simple dinner or a fire pit on a beautiful Southern California evening. It's the privilege of being part of your teammate's life away from the rink. I'd like to finish with this. Shortly after being drafted, Dustin said he wanted to be the first LA King to lift the Stanley Cup. Where else but LA could a script like that come together? So Brownie, congratulations on a storybook hockey career. I'm just glad I got to be in a few chapters.
You know, I think as much as Dustin's grown on the ice over the past 18 years, the way that he's grown off the ice in terms of being a dad has been even more impactful to me, to us.
He always shows up on or off the ice. That is kind of core to who he is. He loves his family, loves the Kings, and like he's always going to show up for those people.
The way that he takes care of our family, the way that he engages with our kids, tries to be there as much as he can.
That was something that I definitely looked up to him for. Being involved in the community, putting other people first, and then being such a big family guy, a great dad, great husband.
Lift it. Woo-hoo.
I'm not the same as Brownie, but I'm trying.
Just that little smirk, that little smile that he had on his face. You know, deep down he was having fun doing it. I think he created some great characteristics for his young kids to be able to carry on the legacy that he left for a lot of people.
I always say to our kids, I'm like, you guys realize how lucky you are? You have like really young, cool parents. And they're like, well, dad's cool, but your kids are cool.
And now, at this time, we'd like to ask Dustin and Nicole's children to stand. And we're going to hear a few words from Mason.
Dad, we are all so proud of you and everything you've accomplished. We all love you so much, and we love that you're home all the time now.
I like it short and sweet. The makings of a future captain. And now please welcome once again a member of both Stanley Cup winning teams, defenseman Matt Green.
Hi. I first met Dustin 20 years ago at Logan Airport in Boston on our way to a World Junior tournament. Our flight had been delayed and we had a few hours to get to know each other. We introduced ourselves and right away he asked, "So do you like card tricks?" The answer was, "Sure." He whipped out a deck of cards and showed me a few basic tricks, the kind of stuff you might use to entertain a small child. I was like, right on, man, very cool. Then he pulled out a DVD player, tossed on his headphones, and left me thinking two things. One, what the hell just happened? Two, I like this guy. Kind of quiet, no quirky, no teeth, but I like him. The tournament starts, and I'm not sure I heard Brownie say another word. A week into the tournament, we had a chance to change cities. So we hop on a charter flight with the Slovakian team we had played earlier in the day. The teams are separated, but half an hour into the flight, I hear the Slovakians erupt in amazement. I look up, Brownie has crossed over to their side to blow their minds with his magic. He's pulling out every trick in his bag, at least a dozen more than I had seen. That's when I realized Brownie isn't quiet or shy, he just didn't like me. He has never been afraid to be himself. Dustin has always been his own man. He has never been afraid to be himself and walk his own path. I admire him for that. Being committed to Nicole in their teens and starting a family in their early 20s, it was no surprise when he was named the youngest captain in Kings history. He had his priorities in order and was ready, mature enough to take on the pressure and responsibility to represent the team and the organization as a whole. As his teammate, I am thrilled for him to receive these honors. Everyone here knows about the Stanley Cups, the individual awards, the big goals, and the bigger hits. What makes us as teammates proud is seeing the effort and sacrifice behind closed doors that made it possible. In 18 seasons, Brownie played in 90% of possible regular season games. And 100% of the playoff games. I never saw a player take more abuse on the ice, only to come back and dish out far more than he received. Playing with that punishing style on both sides of the puck was inspiring and sometimes downright scary. He played hurt a lot and never said a word about it. Never made excuses if his production or speed was off. Just suited up and went out and gave it all again the next night. That is a captain. I'll close my favorite memory playing with Brownie. It was 2013 or 14 against Chicago at home in the playoffs. It was late in the second period. Brownie and I were both on the ice and the Hawks were flying. They had us running around our zone and I iced the puck. They sent out their collection of future Hall of Famers and we weathered the storm again, where the puck never left our zone until we were finally able to ice it down again. By now, all of us were absolutely gassed. Before the next faceoff, Brownie comes into the huddle, helmet on sideways, leaning over on his knees, sucking wind any way he can get it. He looks at us and he says, "Rim it." We win the draw, I throw it up the wall, and I hear what sounds like a car crash. I look up just in time to see Brownie parallel the ice, above the dasher, with some poor Blackhawk defenseman flat on his back. The puck finally bouncing down into their end, giving us a chance to get fresh bodies on the ice, and that was Brownie. When he was tired, beat up, and we needed to play, he called his own number and got it done. Dustin, thank you for being our teammate and leader. Thank you more for being my friend.
You want to be like Brownie. You look up to him. You see what he's been able to do throughout his career and how he conducts himself. That's as a young guy, I looked up to and said, I gotta be like Dustin Brown every day.
He's kind of leads by example, but he also leads with force. In the room, he's not a raw guy. He's a lead by example guy. He comes in, he shows up, and he works. You know exactly what you're getting from him every day.
I've heard him complain once, really, and I don't think it was very many nights where he felt 100%, just the way he played.
Brownie in the playoff time, he was in every shift, every game was right there. When the series was over, he really didn't give it all. He left it all over there.
The honor stuff speaks for itself. Games played leader, captain, first guy to touch the Stanley Cup with the Kings. But I mean, just his off ice, every day, coming in, same grind, always pushing.
If 2003 Dustin Brown said I'm gonna have my number retired, that would have been a problem for me right now. Because you don't think like that. You think I want to play in the NHL, it's my dream. I want to play as long as I can, and I want to win.
Dustin, I think I speak on behalf of all Kings fans. What you and your teammates accomplished in your 18 seasons as a King have made us all hold our heads up a little higher and walk a little prouder. Ladies and gentlemen, to the podium, the man of the hour, the captain of the Kings' first two Stanley Cup championship teams, tonight's referee, number 23, Dustin.
I want to thank both teams here for their patience. I know as a player, nights like this could be for the work you guys got to do later, and specifically the Pens for bringing Jeff Carter. Well, my story started out like every other hockey player, with a dream of playing in the NHL and winning the Stanley Cup. I remember having this dream when I was about 5 or 6. And growing up, I played it out hundreds, if not thousands of times with my older brother, Brandon. So as I stand here today with my number being retired, I realize it's not just a number, but a name that's going up with it. And that represents not just myself, but my friends and family have supported me from the very beginning. To them, I want to say thank you. Key people, Mom, Dad, you both sacrificed so much so I could play hockey. As one of 5 children, it was hard to get us where we needed to be, but we put over 200,000 miles on it as a trooper, never missing a game being driven all over New York. As thankful as I am for those sacrifices, something else and more stands out in my mind. As a young kid, you held no expectations for me. You held no expectations for me other than having fun and working hard. It worked because I loved playing the game. It also helped Dad that you can't escape. But you both showed me what hard work was, and it remains the most significant gift you have given me. Outside of my family, I had a great support system as well, and it started with my youth coach, Tom Panettery. He taught me the fundamentals of the game, but what is remarkable is he coached me in a way that made me fall in love with the game every day. He and numerous other coaches gave me the tools to go beyond our little town of Ithaca, New York. To help navigate the next stage of my hockey career, I'd like to thank my agent, Scott Martin, and my bantam coach, Jeff Strom. I appreciate your guys' help. Honestly, I didn't even know what the Ontario Hockey League was. 1 month later, I got drafted by the Guelph Storm in the 2nd round. And Scott, I still contend that the hardest negotiation you have ever had on my behalf was with my mom, convincing her to let me go play there. Leaving home at 15 was hard, but the move was made more comfortable because the Guelph Storm are a great organization, but more directly because Paul and Susan Osborne, they billed me for the 3 years I played there. Paul is here tonight, so thank you. You warmly opened your home up to me while raising 3 of your own children, one of which would not sit at the dinner table with me for the first 3 months, for the first month I lived with you. Sorry, Hannah, I was hungry. On June 21st, 2003, the Kings drafted me by none other than Dave Taylor, whose number 18 is proudly hanging in the rafters. Dave defined this team across multiple decades, and he is the common thread between all the retired numbers hanging up there. All of which have been back in this team. Rogie and Marcel made LA a hockey town in the 70s. They were the first real superstars to play here. Gretzky, who was my hero growing up, but more changed the hockey landscape in California. The results of which you can see on our current roster with the likes of Trevor Moore, a native of California. Then there's Newton and Wakey, both Hall of Famers, whom I've had the privilege to play and learn from early in my career, but who continued to help me become a better player until the day I retired. Every number hanging up there has made its mark on this team's history and DNA. It is my honor to join them. Getting drafted was the easy part. Learning how to play in the NHL was an entirely different challenge, one that I couldn't tackle by myself. I arrived in LA as an 18-year-old kid who knew nothing. Hell, the first game I ever played here, I did not know there was parking underneath for the players. So I just parked outside in a random lot and paid the $20. So I can only imagine where my career could have gone if it weren't for two teammates. Matthias Nordstrom, who's here tonight, and Ian LeCarrier. These guys looked out for me. They encouraged me to be myself. But as any King fan knows, that they played the game hard every night. They were great role models for me, and I am so lucky to have had them as teammates in the earliest stages of my career, for they shaped my idea of what it took to be an NHLer, but more importantly, what it meant to be a King. With their help, I went from a young player trying to make a name for myself to a player trying to make a name for this team. That's where Dean Lombardi came in. He had a plan. He put the puzzle together to form a championship team. From the right players to the right coaches. But for me, the biggest thing Dean did was he got us to believe we're all leaders, and thus we all became leaders. It's what made us a great team. So to Dean, thank you for believing in us. It helped us believe in ourselves. I'm lucky enough to have some of those teammates and leaders with me here tonight. Cards? We became teammates in 2012, and it was mighty nice to play with you after playing against you for the previous 12 years, dating back to our junior days. Our careers had paralleled each other for over 20 years. We got to win together, which is so nice. They're so special. We also got named Big Shots together, which is something I think we both treasure more than we probably should. Stoley and Greener. When we traded for you in 2008, it was the turning point for our team. As a young captain, you two helped me more than you will ever know. Behind the scenes, you took so much pressure off me, which allowed me to lead in my own way. That kept us all together, and I'm so thankful to have had you both by my sides. Flaps out slowly. Drew? I had the comedic pleasure of being your first and only roommate. We had a lot of laughs, and even more desserts than I can count those early days. Of course, I got to watch you grow into one of the best defensemen of a generation. But what I cherish more than anything else is the hours upon hours we got to spend together on the road. You have given me enough material to laugh just a little bit every day for the rest of my life. Quickie, you were the backbone of our championship team. You gave us the confidence to win games 1-0. And that might sound like a joke, but it's the reality when you're in our net. Your competitive nature permeated our team's culture, and it took us to new heights. Kobe, my brother. When the Kings drafted you in 2005, it put us on a path to grow and play together over the next 2 decades. We had instant chemistry both on and off the ice. And as I jokingly take credit for your first NHL goal, I know when it came to you and me, it never mattered who got the credit, because we've been doing it together our whole careers. There are also some big parts of my team that were not on the ice with me, but who made it fun, especially on the hard days. First is my trainer, Chad Morrow, or as I call him, Big Bear. You worked with me off the ice, year after year, adapting as needed, making sure I was prepared and ready to go. But more than anything, you made it fun for me, which allowed me to do it for far longer than I ever imagined. Dana Bryson, we grew up in this league together. Through all the laces, the laughs, and the pure drudgery, we always had a blast. Sometimes we would even have the most fun on the worst days, which does not make any sense, unless you know Frank Bryson. Frank, I don't know when I first met you, but you'd always come around at the right moment and pull us out of that drudgery, and it helps more than you know. Randy, is the best equipment man in sports. For the last 15 years, I, along with hundreds of other players, have asked for numerous different things. Some big, some small, and some definitely stupid. But the answer was always yes, whatever you need. I know you thought I was crazy when I wanted to change all of my gear before the 2014 playoffs, but the fact of the matter is you helped me do it. In 2014 ended pretty well for us. Kinger, I broke most, if not all, of your equipment over the years. And I'm sorry for all of it, except the knee braces. But regardless of our battles we had, you were always my first call for me and my family. Whether it was a Snickers bar for me, or an ankle boot for Cooper, I knew you always had my family's best interest at heart. So quoting my daughter Mackenzie, thanks, Kinger man. Many more people have impacted this team in my career, but there's not enough time to express how I truly feel. Still, if I could say anything about all these people, I am most thankful for the journey we shared, the bonds we forged, and the memories that last me a lifetime. And to everyone else, if you hold me in any regard, it is said that leaders can be magnified or diminished by the qualities of those around them. It's clear I was magnified by those around me. With the lessons of losing in the playoffs, we entered the 11-12 season with the right mindset. It was a year none of us could have predicted. This brings me back to the story's beginning, which started with a dream to win the Stanley Cup. In one moment, 24 men who had poured their hearts and souls into the previous 10 months, and to some extent, our entire lives, accomplished something we had only dreamed of. We were all just little kids replaying a dream. When I look back at that moment, it is clear to me, the more we loved each other, the better we played. And the better we played, the more we loved each other. In the moment after the game, with every look and every embrace, I could see what I was feeling being reflected back to me by every single person who had worked for that moment. To share that with them is the one thing that exceeded every dream I ever had growing up. In the immediate aftermath of winning, it was impossible to see the broader impacts of that moment on people outside of that group. Some of you have been fans long before I arrived. Others have only known the Kings team with me as a part of it. Whichever is the case, it has been so amazing to play in front of you all for nearly 2 decades. On June 11, 2012, I became the first King to lift the Stanley Cup. Time was a great answer. A decade later, I know it wasn't just my dream, but it was every Kings fan's dream. And accomplishing our dream in front of you on home ice is something that we will share for the rest of our lives. Thank you for all the love and support you have given me and this team dating back to 1967. Now everything I just said, multiply it by 2 for the 2014 season. And And this was all made possible because of two people, and that's Mr. and Mrs. Andrews. Growing up within this organization, I've witnessed how lucky we are to have owners like you. First, you were patient. You gave us the time to learn and grow. You gave us all the resources we needed, no matter what it was. If it made us a better team, the answer was yes. But more, I want to thank you for opening your hearts to my family. For whenever I would see you at the game, it was always, how's Nicole? How are the kids? How are you? And when things got tough for me, I always felt I had your support. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to fulfill my dreams. If playing in this league has taught me anything, it's how to deal with adversity. Throughout my 18 years, I experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Looking back now, I'm better for having gone through it than not, even though it didn't feel that way at the time. Throughout my career, I had all my teammates who had my back. These experiences gave me the confidence to grow, to go back into our locker room with my head held high and become a better teammate. See or no see, I always wanted to be a king. I always wanted to retire early. So as I stand here today, with my jersey being raised to the rafters, my only hope is that in the future, when you look up and see it hanging there, you think not of my achievements, but of our achievements. Well, we built a team and a culture which set the new standard for this organization. And as proud as I am of tonight, and everything that it represents, I remain most proud of the banners we raised without my number on it. It is surreal for me to stand here in front of all you for this moment. But as this chapter closes, it has dawned on me that something more exciting lies in my future. My 4 kids. Jake, Mason, Cooper, Kennedy. You watched me live out my dreams, but as a parent, the only thing better than that is watching you chase yours. I am so excited to be there for you as you've been there for me all throughout my career. And wherever your dreams may take you, I will be there to cheer you on. You are all so amazing, and I'm so very proud. To the woman behind the number, Nicole, you are more than my wife, you are my person. We met of all places at a hockey tournament when we were 15. And to everybody who helped bring 2 Stanley Cups to this organization, I want to thank you immensely. For if history had been different and we had never won, I'd be hearing about the 2 national championships she won. And I'd be hearing about her every single day. Now she just said we're tied. She is a fireball, but she is my fireball. You were always honest with me about how I played, which didn't make the car rides home after the games very enjoyable. But they made me better. You sacrificed more than anybody. You always came second as the demands of the game would always take my focus, time, and energy away from you and the kids. You did everything for our family so I could be the best I could be. And you did this all without complaint. I know I would not be standing here today if it weren't for you standing by my side for the last 23 years. You're an amazing woman, and I feel like the luckiest man on the planet because you were by my side. Through it all, my one constant was you. You kept me going, and I love you so very much. I am so grateful to be part of the King's family, and to be forever a King. Thank you.
please move to the north end of the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, Kings fans, joining the likes of Miller, Vashon, Dion, Taylor, Gretzky, Robitaille, and Blake, we now present the 7th number to be retired in franchise history. Dustin Brown's number 23.
Thank you. Brownie, this is going to be short and sweet. First and foremost, congratulations. There's no other words, but you're a big man, you're a great person, and it shows on and off the ice. Congratulations to you, your family, Nicole, obviously, kiddos, mom and dad. And second of all, thank you. Thank you for everything you did for this franchise, everything you did for this city. And selfishly speaking, thank you for being a great friend and my brother. With that being said, we all need you to do something. So if you want to take your coat off, please, and put this jersey on.
Still looks good on you, I gotta say. But there's one thing we're missing right now.
And now the iconic words from the late, great David Courtney. Ladies and gentlemen, the Stanley Cup.
Thank you, Andre, and thank you, Dustin. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot more to come before the game starts. Thank you for coming out for tonight's historic ceremony.